Hey there, my name's David. On this episode, I'll be doing a review of the Near Zero 2-person ultralight tent. I've been using it all season, and it's a new tent that popped up on, it's on Amazon and eBay. I'll have links in the description if you want to check it out. But yeah, I'll be doing a review of this now after I've used it on multiple trips. So first off, here's a look at the tent at Baby Bedwell Lake in Strathcona. Here in my right hand, you have the full tent in its bag, and the left hand, I have the footprint. Footprint weighs in 141 grams. The tent, 1,500 grams, or about 3 pounds, 5 ounces. Here you can see I have it set up. I didn't tie up some of the middle things. You can do that. It was raining when I set this up and I actually filmed this the next day, so I had to get it up real quick. But as you can see, it's a freestanding tent. It has a pole structure that is really easy to set up. The poles all come in one piece. They clip together very quickly. There's double doors, as you can see, on both sides, which is very handy, especially when someone has to get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So here you can see the pole structure is just one big clump. You got a Y on the back and a Y on the front. They have color coding, as you can see on the right side is black. So the black corresponds with the black of the tent. The tent has buckles on the corners, which are black, and that allows you to know which side is which, as it is tapered a little bit towards the feet. There's a bungee cord inside, as you can see, so as you pull it apart, it just clumps together in one big clump. It sets up very quickly and very easily. This is one of the easiest tents I've ever set up, and it packs down pretty light. Obviously there are lighter tents, but for the price, this is a no-brainer. Now this was the next day. I actually slept through a bit of a storm. The rain poured down pretty hard, so I ended up actually taking my footprint and putting it up over top of my tent just for extra protection. It's not really needed, but I didn't really want to take any chances as I had a huge day the next day doing big interior mountain, and I obviously didn't need a footprint because I had the flat wooden pad to sleep on. Inside here, you can see at my setup, so obviously sleeping by myself here. I just have my pad, my sleeping bag. I got 3/4 of my gear in here, and then I had the more stinky stuff in the 2 vestibules on the sides. There's actually extra vestibules on the foot and the head on both sides as well. If you really needed to, you can put some stuff in there, but the side vestibules are quite large, so you don't really need to keep that much stuff in your tent. Obviously, if you had 2 people in here, it would be snug. You would have two sleeping pads fitting nicely in there. As you can see here, there's a hook on the top for putting your lights, but yeah, you'd have to keep your extra stuff, your bags and boots outside. There's 2 pockets on the outsides near the head, and there's one big pocket you can see here up top, which is good for putting maybe stuff you don't need immediately, but stuff you want to keep out of your bag or maybe in the tent. It's got these loops which hold back the mesh doors, which can be annoying sometimes if you don't want those blowing around in the wind. And here I am waking up in the morning. You can kind of get a idea of how tall I am in this tent. I'm 5'11.5". I'm almost six feet tall. This tent measures 85 inches by 52 inches wide by 39 inches tall. If you add in stakes and guide ropes and all that, that adds an extra about 140 grams or 5 ounces, where the trail weight is 3 pounds, 5 ounces, which is about 1,500 grams. This is a 3-season tent made out of nylon. It's a 2-person tent. It is a true 2-person tent. You can fit 2 people in here. It doesn't have a lot of room extra on the inside aside from the pockets, but you do have these large vestibules on the sides, which is more than enough space to carry all your gear in there. And if I actually tie these off nicely and really open them up, there'd be a lot more gear. Obviously, this one is tied off pretty short on the side here because I had to do it really quickly as it was starting to pour rain as I came into camp. Since I was by myself, I hugged it on the one side there to make it easier and faster to set up. Despite it raining all night, there wasn't a single drop of water in the tent, which I was really happy about. And a lot of the zippers and stuff, they have little overhangs to make sure water doesn't get in. For putting this tent away, you can see here, I'm going to fold it in half and then just roll it up. That's really all there is to it. And you'll stick the poles in there with it. And some tents, when you can see I put the poles at the bottom there so it rolls up nice and easily. Some tents, when you go to put it in the bag, it's a real pain in the butt. You can't get it in there, you're jamming. It doesn't fit in the bag, and it's really frustrating. There's like only one way to fold it. It has to be absolutely perfect. This tent, I don't find that. You can just roll it up kind of crudely. I folded the tent in half, put the tent poles on there, and just roll it up here, and that's it. And you'll see here, when I go to put it in the bag, it slides in very easily. There's no struggle with it, and the bag is long enough that you can just kind of pull it over and tuck it all in. So there's not a struggle. That's usually the hardest part, is getting the end in, which, as you can see, it goes in very easily. The bag is cut to be more than enough bigger to get the tent in, but it's still not too big where it's taking up extra space. As you can see, the bag has a little handle on it too, so if you did want a carabiner, hook this to the back of your bag, you could. It's got a drawstring to close it off. This tent is amazing value for the price. You can buy it on Amazon or eBay. It's around $220 US or about $275 Canadian. With Canadian, you do have to import, so there's extra fee there. There's also a footprint you can buy, which I did get, which is about 30 bucks US or kind of about 40 something dollars Canadian. It fits the tent perfectly and it's got the color coded red and black, so you know exactly how to set it up really quickly. I'm really enjoying this tent. This was the perfect budget ultralight tent that I was looking for. A 2-person double door. It's got the bathtub floor, which I also didn't mention, which is really nice. You just keep water out. The stitching seems really high quality and I'm really loving this tent for the price. Obviously there are lighter tents you can get from Z-Packs or whatever, but they are significantly more expensive, like double or triple. So I'm definitely giving this tent a big thumbs up. Hopefully you enjoyed this review of the Near Zero 2-person ultralight tent. If you want to check it out, I have links in the description, which helps me out. There's a small kickback, which comes out of Amazon's pocket or eBay's pocket and not yours. So be sure to subscribe, and until next one, have a great day.